I think it'd be good to give the audience some practical applications. I mean, we talked about the technology behind it, how it works, the functionality, but um, give me some examples at on whether it's a software company, a large enterprise, a fintech, who's best suited to I guess not only be an early adopter of a payments ecosystem, but see a lot of success within it.
So we are currently at Alvia working with customers who are, either a B2B kind of solution or a B2C kind of solution. So it depends on what kind of payment, who it's happening to, what the purpose of it. But I guess I'll start kind of on the B2C side. Um, we've seen a lot of telecommunications companies work on this. Like, we're working with Boost on their program. So I see a lot of telecommunications companies and also a lot of consumer-facing applications where people are looking for cross-border payments. So things like remittances or paying for a service in another country. Maybe people who are in the U.S. paying for something while they're overseas and making that kind of payment happen. So that's a consumer-facing application. The end user is a consumer. But there are also some really interesting use cases that we've enabled around the B2B payments ecosystems. And though,
Hmm.
we can talk about gig workers. Gig workers are a pretty interesting example. But, we can also look at the way that, say, a franchise would work domestically. And so we have seen franchises where there's like a large, parent company or a top co. They've got all their franchisees. And each franchisee is working with a different payment provider, is working with a different bank account. And so they're trying to spend 3 to 5 days sometimes moving the money for orders that they want to do from bank account A to bank account B, and then that goes to the top co to bank account C, and it can take a while. There's friction there. One of the solutions we enable is for that top co to, in essence, provide banking services to each one of their franchises right out of the box. And I think this is something that's important to franchises, especially because they want to be the full stack solution. They want to go in and say, look, here's your order management, here's your CRM, here's how things are going to be branded, here's what the menu looks like. Whatever it is, they want to give it to them as much in a box as possible. And so being able to offer financial services as part of that box for franchisees makes those franchises have a much easier time running those businesses. I'll give you like a really narrow case. If we had a franchise where they are doing kind of group ordering, like, economies of scale, they're going to go order for all of the franchises downstream of them, but they are waiting to try to collect the money for putting that purchase through. There's, some duration, some wait to get that money settled to the bank account, to get it onto the, to the supplier. That causes friction throughout the entire process. And one of the things that we enable in our B2B solution is the ability to essentially make that money transfer happen immediately. You can get it right from the bank account, get it into your account, go and send it out to even the vendor or the supplier directly, and it's like boom, 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 done. Here's your report. It's not like I'm going to check in, log in, see if it's working. All right, it went through. And then the cherry on top, I guess, is integrating all of that or embedding all of that into existing software applications. So existing CRM or existing like resource planning tools like ERP systems. That's something that, it's cool when it's a separate platform. I log in and it does all of it for me, but that's not embedded. That's just fintech. Where it's really, really, compelling from a business point of view is that it works into existing flows, existing software, existing ways of doing business. And so it's an upgrade to those systems rather than a rip out and replace.